Hello data warriors, welcome to the Sigma Computing Master Series. In this series we are learning Sigma from ground up, that is from tables to dashboards, automations to advanced layouts. Everything you need to become Sigma expert in just 6 months. So grab your coffee, open Sigma and let's master analytics together, one skill at a time. So let's start our today's session with understanding of workspaces, and for that you see the create new option here. So here if you click on that you can see workbook, data model, data set. So let's start with workbook first. So guys, when you click on the workbook a new page will get open. Let's explore the options here. So if you click on the drop down you can see save as and edit. So save as basically used to save your workbook. Here you can give any of your name of your choice for this workbook. Let's say chapter 4 explanation. Since this is a chapter 4 of our series, I'm giving this name. Select this my documents and click save. So your chapter 4 explanation workbook will get saved. So again click on the drop down. Let's see what are the options we do get here. So you can actually rename your workbook name. So when you click on the workbook name you can rename. So it's basically if you're talking about this workbook, it's similar like an Excel workbook. So when you create an Excel workbook you'll get multiple pages, right? So similarly we are talking about the Sigma Computing workbook and also Power BI report. So these three things will looks like similar tools. So you can rename your workbook here, you can move, you can save as new work. Let's say if you are working on something and you want to save it as another workbook rather than the same version, you have to save the changes in the new workbook. You can click on this option and save as template. You can create a template of this out of this workbook and create a shortcut, and you can come to edit. You can see hide editor panels. You click on hide editor panels, now your editor panels will go, right? Again show editor panels. Now you can see your editor data, input, charts and workbook settings page. So those are the editor panels, and then I'll show you what is lineage in some time once we import any of the data here. And for now you can see custom use versions. This is a published version. You can see the version history as well. You can share, export, schedule export. So all these options we'll explore in a while, but for now we have saved our workbook. So after saving our workbook, first thing we can see is page 1, right? So this is where you actually create your dashboard. So this is the place where you create your visualizations, your what if analysis, your dashboards, everything. So whatever the work you get, right, so you do in this page. So for that first we have to rename this page, because if you are not renaming this page, that means it will be very difficult for us to debug later. Let's say I've given the name as executive summary. So this is executive summary dashboard. So the reason I've given it as name executive summary is in future, right, I want to debug this with the proper naming system. If I'm giving random names, then it will be difficult for me if I create multiple pages. So I can create any number of pages. Let's say add page, add page, add page. So if you click on a page here, you'll see multiple pages popping up here. So this first thing is executive summary. Next thing is drill down report. Okay, and the next is visuals report. So first thing is the naming convention is really important. So if you are working with a workbook and if you are working on multiple pages, please give proper naming structure so that in future it will be helpful for you when you are debugging. So now let's talk about the core components here. After the pages you can, okay, so before that what are the options we have in the pages? You can delete the page. Obviously if you are creating a page there is an option of delete, right? So you can delete the page. You can rename the page. If you are thinking that this this name won't suit for this dashboard, then you can give a different name, executive underscore full dashboard. You can change the page name as well. You can change the color of your page. Let's say I'm keep giving orange color here. So that means you can see the orange, right, orange color in the bottom. So you can give any colors to the pages because that will differentiate your different reports as well. And you can hide the page. and you can duplicate, you can add new page, copy page, export. So if I want to export, I can export in terms of PDF, Excel, PNG, and also in portrait, landscape, and letter, legal, A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. So Sigma is giving you a lot of options while creating the page and while exporting that particular page. So now let's talk about the core components of this page, guys. The core components includes your data, input, charts, controls, UI, and layouts. The reason I'm starting this is if you're understanding these core components and if you know how to use them well in your dashboard, then it will be easy for us, right, to create a dashboard in future. Because this is a chapter 4, that is the reason we are talking about this introduction, data, input, chart, controls, UI. But after some chapters, I'll be creating a dashboard. I'll be using the source, and then I'll be connecting a different source again and creating a dashboard. At that time, it will be helpful for us to understand these concepts. So at that time, it will be helpful for you to create dashboards as well. So first is data. So data, when you click on the data consists of table and pivot table. So first talk about the table, okay, and again I explained about how to create a table using SQL, join, union, and transpose as well. But for now I already created a stocks data model in my last session. Again I want to use the same data set. So I've just pulled the company's table here, and you can see symbol, name, sector, sec filings here. So these are the 4 columns available in this particular table. So again, pivot table. So the difference between table and pivot table basically it's a raw table, guys. Like if you want a summarized data, if you want to just show the summarized grouped data, then you can use a pivot table. Let's say I just want to create a pivot table using the same company's table now, and let's say I want to see not symbol, let me just take my sector. So these are the sectors, how many companies are there, how many names are there in each sector, that is something I can see now, right? So sector wise I can see the names, that is something the use of your pivot table. And you can add a lot of rows here. Let's say even I want to see the symbol, so for under each sector how many symbols are there, that is also you can see in your pivot table. When you click on the plus here, right, under customer discretionary, how many symbols are there, you can actually find out them. So those are the tables and pivot tables. And when you click on the input, empty and link, so empty table basically it will ask you to select your source. So once you create a table, it's your text, guys. Let's say I want to give my text as edit, save, download. So what will happen? So I can reuse this new input table into my dashboard as a filter, as a parameter as well. Because since this particular table is not present in my database, I can create on the fly and then I can use. So that is something we'll be using in further sessions as well. And linked data sets, again, let me select the company. So basically linked input table is if I want to link any particular values to my existing table and I want to filter those new values. Let me select linked, let me click on the linked and then select companies here. I'm selecting here sector again. Choose the column to make unique row identifiers, which is sector, and then I'm just creating an input table. Now you can see customer discretionary CD, consumer staple CS, energies E, healthcare HC. I'm just giving the names as a different text again. So what I can do is, since this is a CD is got linked to customer discretionary, CS is got linked to customer staples, E is linked to energy, HC is healthcare. Likewise, I'm linking all my data to another text. Later what I can do is I can filter out these text values using this sector. So when I filter with CD, automatically this particular consumers will get filtered out. If I filtering with HC, then healthcare will get filtered out. So that is a useful use of empty and linked data sets. And now let's talk about charts here. So when you click on the charts, you can see bar, line, combo, area, KPI card, and donut pie. So a lot of charts are there. So it's just that we have to know what kind of chart will be useful for your dashboard. That again, guys, see, your type of charts will depend upon your business requirement. In real time scenario, you will understand the business first and what the business is expecting out of that report. Let's say your manager wants to see the trend lines. So if you want to see that, show them the trend lines, you can use the line chart or area chart or also combo chart. So bar chart and column charts are basically used for category comparison. If you want to compare different categories, let's say I want to compare category of energy, finance, healthcare, I can use a bar charts. And line and area charts basically are perfect for trends over time. And pie and donut chart, great for showing proportions, percentages, so those kind of things. And combo charts combine your bar and lines to show goals versus actuals. That is use of combo charts. And scatter plots obviously for correlation, performance analysis. And maps for geographical data like sales by region, right? So at that point of time your region sales will be useful, these charts, geographical charts. And God charts, if you want to show them the goal and actuals, at that point of time your God charts will be useful. And let's talk about the controls. So controls helps manage interactions across multiple visuals. Basically you can link one control to multiple charts or tables so that changing one filter updates everything in the real time. So for example, I want to create a control of maybe in sector, right? So let me select the list values here and I can give the source. Now when I selected on this particular filter, you can see the manual list type as text, right? And you click on the manual list drop down, you can see companies. When you click on the manual list drop down, you can see the companies new pivot table linked input table, right? Now I can select this companies, and from out of this companies I can select sector. So when I selected this sector, so once you click on the drop down, you can see the consumer discrepancy, information technology, industrials. So all these values got popped up, right? So this is how you can filter out the entire data. If I click on this healthcare, our entire dashboard got filtered out with healthcare. Now it is not getting filtered out because there is something called targets. You have to give targets to your filters. This is your filter target, and companies, this is my dashboard, and sector. Now you can see when I clicked on this healthcare, I can see healthcare here, I can see again healthcare here, I can see healthcare here, sector. So my entire dashboard got filtered out with your particular healthcare. So there are a lot of options are available in controls here, and list values, text input, text area. So guys, these are different ways of filtering your dashboard, your data source. So depending upon your business requirement, you can use any of your filter type here. Let's say text input, so this is a list values. Let's say text input, right? I can give any text input, and I can set this text input as targets for any of our views in the dashboard. I can use date here, and again I can target this particular date filter to any of the views in our current dashboard. So there are controls available in your Sigma Computing, and they are useful for different purposes. Please feel free to explore them in your free time. And let's talk about something very important here, UI. So UI, it basically enhances your dashboard look and feel. Especially if I want to add any image in my dashboard, I can use this option as UI, which is a user interface, and I can add button, divider, embed text, page break. So all these help us to beautify our dashboard. So that is a main purpose of UI. And final, we'll discuss about layout. So layout on Sigma Computing is the design structure of your workbook page, guys. So it controls how different elements, data tables, pivot tables, filters, charts, text boxes are arranged, aligned, and displayed for a clean interactive dashboard experience. Let's say I'm selecting any container here. I'm dragging this container to entire dashboard to fill it. So what I can do is I can drag and I can place my elements into this container. I can do it in any free form I want, right? And I can drag this new control one into my container page. So entire container contains your image, your two filters. So depending upon your business requirement, you can use this container to group particular set of elements together. So this is main use of a layout and container. So basically it's laying out your entire dashboard into different parts, and you have different ways of creating a container, tabbed container model, popover. So tabbed containers means you can create any different tabs as different pages. You can drag any of your elements into this tabbed container. So these are the options available in container page, guys. So to summarize what we discussed in today's session chapter 4, understanding the workspace, workbooks, page elements. So basically there are 6 building blocks that you must learn in Sigma Computing. First is data. Start with tables and pivot tables. They are your foundation for all visuals. Next is inputs. Add drop downs or linked filters to make it interactive. In charts you can use bar, line, donut, map for storytelling. And controls, synchronization filters across visuals for smooth updates. And UI, add titles, text, images for clean presentation. And final layout, arrange everything in sections for professional look. So this is the layout one. So guys, this is about today's chapter. Subscribe to this channel for the next chapter on spreadsheet style column based calculations. And thanks for watching everyone. Have a good day.